So let's continue with our lecture. We have derived all the four possible velocity combinations of the ion dynamic earlier as Ey over B naught, the x component of the ion dynamic, and similarly the y component of the ion dynamic was turned out to be omega minus kV naught over omega Ci Ey over B naught. And similarly for the electron motion, the x component of the velocity we have calculated is Ey over B naught, and the y component of the electron motion was turned out to be 0. So these are all the four possible velocity components of the proton and electrons. We'll make use of these velocity components later. Now let's move on to the continuity equation to get the dispersion relation of RT instability. Well, as the plasma we are considering is inhomogeneous, so we have to take into account all the possible combinations of the density and velocities. I'm going to write here Ni1 V naught and then plus del dot Ni1 Vi1 equals to 0. One way you may note here that this scalar product will not exist because the density inhomogeneity and the constant drift velocity are perpendicular to each other. So this or you can say that del n naught is perpendicular to v naught. So this combination will be 0. And similarly, the last term of this equation is a non-linear term. I'm going to omit it. The other left possible combinations will be as I'm going to write a product rule here. Vi1 plus Vi1 dot del N naught plus V naught dot del Ni1 plus Ni1 del V naught equals to 0. Well, this last term you can also note here that del V naught will not exist because V naught is a constant drift velocity, and when it operates on operator it turns it to be 0. So applying the Fourier transformation now, this term will be 0. So the left possible combination after applying the Fourier transformation will be Ni1 plus N naught ky viy plus vix, and grad of n naught I'm writing as n naught dash plus v naught iota k ni1 equals to 0. Here keep in mind that del or the wave propagation vector in our consideration we have assumed is along the y-axis. So or simply I can write it as minus iota. I'm going to combine these two terms, omega minus kv naught ni1 plus n naught. Obviously here will be iota n naught iota ky viy plus vix and n naught dash equals to 0. So let's substitute the values of the Vix and Viy we have calculated before to have the final linearized continuity equation expression for the ion dynamic as Ni1, and then here will be minus N naught K, because K is only in the y direction, so instead of writing Ky I'm just writing it as K, and Viy we have calculated as minus iota omega minus kv naught over omega ci ey over b naught, and then plus Vix is Ey over B naught N naught dash equals to 0, and 1 iota will appear here mathematically, plus. Well, I can write this expression further as omega minus kv naught ni1 plus iota n naught dash ey over b naught, and then this minus minus makes it plus iota n naught k omega minus kv naught over omega ci ey over b naught equals to 0. Well, this is the final linearized continuity equation of the ion dynamic. Now let's move on to the continuity equation for the electrons. Yes, the continuity equation for the electron I can write as partial Ne1 by partial T plus del dot N naught Vi1 plus Ni1 V naught equals to 0. All right. So I suppose you believe that you remember that we have considered this V naught or the drift velocity for the electrons. We have neglected that in the start of our lecture. So all the this term which is operating on the del operator with V naught turns out to be 0 because the drift velocity for the electron we have ignored. So the left possible combination will be equals to 0, and if I operate the operator, then I can also write it as by partial t plus n naught dot del vi1 plus vi1 1 dot del n naught equals to 0. Yes, now next, applying the Fourier transformation. One more thing I want to tell you here is that n naught iota k vey plus vi1 n naught dash equals to 0. Keep in mind that del n naught I have taken or symbolized it as n naught dash. Now substituting the velocity, all the velocity which we have derived earlier here, minus iota omega ne1 plus, you remember that the velocity along the y-axis of the electron was 0, and then plus v I x, here will be x because the density inhomogeneity is along the x-axis, so I can write it as n naught dash equals to 0, or substituting the value of the x component of the velocity of the here should be for the electron. We are writing this equation for the electron, so here will be ey over b naught, and then the n naught dash equals to 0, or simply I can write here the value of ey over b naught equals to omega n1 or ne1 over n naught dash. So yes, iota omega n1 over n naught dash. So Next we apply the quasi-neutrality condition, that is NE1 equals to Ni1 equals to some constant velocity N1. It means that here I can write it as Ey over B naught can be written as iota omega N1 over N naught dash. So let's make use of this relation into our the final continuity equation of the ion dynamic, which was omega minus kv naught ni1 plus iota n naught dash ey over b naught plus I'm just writing the that expression here. Then I'll substitute the value of ey by b naught, omega minus kv naught over omega ci ey over b naught, and this everything goes to equals to 0. So let's substitute the value of ey by b naught everywhere here. Omega minus kv naught ni1 plus iota n naught dash into iota omega n1 over n naught dash plus iota n naught k omega minus kv naught over omega ci, and instead of ey by b naught I'm writing as iota omega n1 over n naught dash, and this everything goes to 0 equals to 0. Well, or I can write it as omega minus kv naught ni1 plus now this makes it minus, yes, iota square makes it minus, and this will cancel out. So I can write it as omega n1. Well, as we have make use the quasi-neutrality condition, so it's, this ni1 and n1 are same, equal to each other. So plus no, here will be minus, this iota square makes it minus n naught k omega minus kv naught over omega ci, and then omega, yes, n1 over n naught dash equals to 0. Now we can cancel out this, or let me write it again, minus omega n1 minus kv naught n1 minus omega n1 minus n naught k, and here will be omega minus kv naught divided by omega ci omega n1 over n naught dash equals to 0. Well, this term will cancel out with this one, and we will be left with this, and I think so this k we can also cancel out both with both the terms, and similarly this oscillating quantity n1 will be cancelled out. So we'll be left with as omega minus kv naught omega minus kv naught, and then here plus I can write it as omega ci n naught dash over n naught omega c and v naught equals to 0. Yes, this omega minus k naught I have written here, and then omega ci multiply with this one omega ci n naught dash over n naught and v naught. we get this expression. So let's simplify this expression now. I can write it as omega kv naught and plus omega ci n naught dash over n naught v naught equals to 0. Now let's substitute the value of the v constant drift velocity v naught, which we have derived as minus g over omega ci. With this expression simplifies as kv naught plus omega ci n naught dash over n naught. Instead of this v naught, I can write as minus g over omega ci equals to 0. Now we can cancel out this one. So simply the quadratic equation is left with as minus g n naught dash over n naught equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. We can apply the quadratic formula to have its roots. Plus minus will be equal to half kv naught and then plus minus square root k square v naught square, and then here will be plus 4 g n naught dash over n naught, and obviously divided by half. Well, you can see that this is the real dispersion relation. Everything is real here, positive here. We can have the instability provided your half, your 1 by 4 k square v naught square is more than is less than, sorry, less than g n naught dash over n naught, one condition. And other condition is that uh, if according to this condition we can ignore this combination, but still this dispersion or this frequency will be real. So in order to have it imaginary, you get the instability from here, need that there must be a negative sign. So this negative sign we can suppose can appear if g and n naught dash are in the opposite direction. And as you know that exactly was the case of our geometry, we have assumed g was in the positive x direction and the density inhomogeneity or n naught dash was assumed to be in the negative x-axis. So it means that we can have the instability if provided uh, equals to half k v naught plus, here will be, we will neglect this term and instead we will be having g n naught dash over n naught minus. Well, the exactly the meaning or the physics behind this g and n naught dash to be in the opposite direction is exactly the same as the light fluid supporting the heavy one, which was the condition or the criteria for the related instability. Further, uh, we can write it as omega equals to half kv naught and plus here will be iota square, because you know that iota square is minus 1, and g n naught dash over n naught. Or if I compare the real and imaginary parts, omega real plus imaginary omega will be equal to half kv naught plus iota g n naught dash over n naught half. So omega real will be equal to half kv naught and imaginary omega or the instability frequency will be equal to G n naught dash over n naught. All right, here you can see that the instability criteria or the growth rate of the relay tailor instability depends on only on the density inhomogeneity, because you know that G is the gravitational constant, it's a fixed, so omega can vary. Yes, and n naught is the equilibrium number density. Obviously, it is also constant. So omega, or the instability or the energy of the wave, can increase as a function of the density in homogeneity only, where you know that n naught dash is defined as d n naught by dx, or the density in homogeneity. For example, if we go back to our all the consideration and suppose that the density in homogeneity is absent, or the plasma is uniform, then obviously this imaginary omega will be zero. It means that the source of the related instability in the present consideration is the density in homogeneity. As you go on increasing the density in homogeneity, the imaginary omega or the instability will increase. So and it means that we can have an energy source through the related instability by as a function of the density in homogeneity. Well, this is all about the related instability, but learning never ends. And again, I would like to remind you that don't hesitate in asking the questions, and good luck with your learning. Good luck.